A man impersonating as a medical doctor has been apprehended by the Nigerian Medical Association in Rivers State. The Anti-Quackery Committee of the NMA Rivers State, led by Chairman Dr. Ebbi Robinson, effected the arrest and detention of Mr. Michael Echi Igbo. He is a graduate of Banking and Finance from the Cross Rivers State University of Technology, CRUTECH, and had been illegally practicing as a medical doctor for over 2 years in Rivers State. His crimes came to light when he applied for the NMA Rivers State ID card using falsified documents, including a fake MBBS certificate from the University of Port Harcourt and a fake Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria full registration certificate. And to further discuss this, I am joined by Secretary, Nigerian Medical Association, Rivers State, Dr. Hope Avunda. Hello, doctor. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's nice to have you
Dr.
on the
Hope
news.
Avunda.
All right, now,
Yes.
according to the laws, what are the qualifications needed for one to be certified a medical doctor in Nigeria?
According to the Nigerian law, it will take a graduate who has studied medicine for a period of 6 years to be qualified to have a degree that is called the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, MBBS. That is the qualification that makes someone to be qualified as a doctor and that will be able to practice in Nigeria. There's also the Bachelor of Dentistry and Bachelor of Optometry. All these are players in the health field, but for you to be a doctor, you say the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery.
All right, doctor, now, if you can tell us what potential risks or complications could arise from receiving medical advice or treatment from someone without proper medical training or qualifications, especially in a specialized field like healthcare?
Healthcare is a very critical field where every decision you take impacts on the life of the recipients. When you have someone who is not qualified to practice medicine, practicing, he is called a quack. And a quack has a lot of complication in the society. In terms of the individual he attends to, he is a risk. He is a hazard to that individual because it may cause harm. Medicine is something that is taught in theory and in practice as an apprenticeship. Someone who has no knowledge of it will not know what side effects the medication is going to have on the individual. Even the people who are taught to know what dose of a medication to be given, what interventions to carry out for different conditions they see, and what complications the individual they see who is in position to have. Also, you are also trained what signs to see to know when to refer a patient to a particular specialist or not. These individuals who have no knowledge are there to take whatever risk is available, especially risking the life of the individuals they attend to. These are the challenges we have when a quack attends to people. And it's a lot happening we see in our health system today, where you see different complications arising from activities of quacks landing in the hospital at the end of the day. And that is why the anti-quackery battle has become imperative, because we also have doctors leaving the system because of brain drain. When quacks now come in to fill this space, they increase the risk the individuals who are remaining have in the system, because the probability of you being attended to by a quack becomes higher. Example is this: when a quack goes to the extent of applying in a government hospital, a government facility, someone who does not have any medical training at all, we think some of these people are limited to practicing in rural areas, which we are still battling with. But to
Okay,
have them come into
yeah.
government facilities in urban area, it tells a lot.
Well, Doctor, well, it's no doubt that, quackery is actually a big issue in Nigeria. But in what ways will the presence of medical quackery undermine the efforts of legitimate healthcare providers and institutions in the business? Because we are aware that, they've actually done more harm than good.
Yes, quackery dampens the confidence of the patients and the society on the quality of healthcare service they have. Most of the times we hear instances of irresponsible medical practices, suspicious medical activities, and you assume when they complain, they say it's a doctor that carried it out. One of the common ones we had recently from Nigerian Medical Association, there was a case of a doctor who carries out cesarean sections in a particular rural area in Rivers State and goes on to sell the babies or kill the patients in the line of doing a normal cesarean section. The man, when arrested or apprehended, was tagged a doctor already. It took the Nigerian Medical Association to investigate this case up to Igruta and Isiokpo, where he practices, and engage and see that this particular individual does not have medical practicing license. He's not trained to be a medical doctor, but he has already been tagged a doctor. And when he's carrying out all these nefarious activities, the stain rubs on the medical profession. It rubs on the legitimate medical doctors that when they label you, they assume you are incompetent, you are someone that does all manner of criminal activities, because the criminals parade themselves as doctors. That alone affects the quality of trust you have from your patient. Because when you want to recommend something to your patient, you can imagine when you want to carry out a procedure on your patient is suspicious
all right,
of you.
so doctor, but then considering the falsified documents used by this impersonator, what measures can be implemented to strengthen the verification process, and what steps can regulatory bodies such as the NMA take to enhance surveillance and enforcement efforts against medical quackery in Nigeria?
The regulatory body for medical practice in Nigeria is called the Nigerian Medical and Dental Council. That is one of the certificates that was forged by this individual. The MDCN is one of the gatekeepers we have, that when you are trained, one, you have a registration, a temporary registration that later becomes a permanent registration, which is subject to renewal every year. This one is one of the medical undergoes refresher courses to sharpen his skill. The other one we have, like the individual came to, whenever you have a medical doctor or a supposed medical doctor come to a facility, he's supposed to tender his qualifications, which should be verified by the employing institution, be it private or government facility. Another one is for Nigerian Medical Association. Every doctor is supposed to have the Nigerian Medical Association ID card and stamp. These are measures that are put in place.
Well, Doctor, sadly, we'd actually have to wrap up here, but thank you so much for joining me and speaking on this. All right, away from that story.